Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Just getting my little bits of paper together. And just see, I'll just check on my phone whether I'm really live. Okay. Here we are. I'll just give people a moment to come on. I hope you can hear me all right. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me all right. Although usually people do write to you and tell you if you're not. I don't know if I can see the comments though. I'm on like a mobile thing, so I don't know, but it's nice to be here, and I'm going to talk about Sarah and the Lilac dragons, and Sarah being a dragon master. So no one's saying they can't hear me, so you must be able to hear me. So that's good. That's good. So I was at the forest this morning, and I went there to go and get some information about talking about this subject today, because many years ago someone wrote to me and said Sarah's a dragon master, and I wrote back to her and said, what does that mean? What does that mean that Sarah is a dragon master? And she wrote back and said, I don't know. I was hoping that you would know. And when I read it, it totally resonated, but I didn't know why. And dragons have come up quite a lot with Sarah over the years, but I still haven't been able to answer that question of why Sarah is a dragon master. And hopefully I'll be able to shed a little bit of light on that subject today. So we have a class on Sunday called Sarah and the Lilac Dragons, and I think the first time the Lilac Dragons came in with Sarah, so Sarah has a violet flame. It's a lilac violet flame, and her violet flame is specifically for transforming the old 3D energies into new and higher vibrations. So you could almost say that her violet flame is specifically for the new earth. And many ascended beings, including Gaia in that, have their own vibration of the violet flame. So the violet flame is for transforming and transmuting negative or inappropriate energies. And so you will get variations of that violet flame for physical healing, for emotional healing, for doing just about everything you can imagine where you need to clear away something old and bring in something new. And Sarah's is beautiful lilac colour. And the dragons first came in, so I started bringing through a system of healing called Healing with Sarah and the Angels some years ago. And because people are all over the world that are interested in Sarah, I had to teach it online. And this is the first time that I had done initiations to that level online. And I knew that it was really important to clear people's energetic space. And what came in to do that was the lilac dragons. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that later on. So that was the first time that they came. Now, we have a group of us going to Glastonbury in just a couple of weeks' time, and Sarah's violet flame, it is quite instrumental at the moment in our evolutionary process. So Sarah herself, she is an archetypal face for the divine. These aren't her powers, and people don't have to know Sarah in order to receive them, but she represents something that is going on the planet at the moment. And she is like working with these energies and facilitating what's happening. And in Glastonbury, there is what I call, for want of a better title, Sarah's Violet Flame Spiral Temple. And what this is a power place. It's a technology, if you like. It sends out this violet flame from Glastonbury, which is the heart chakra of the world, to everywhere, all the way around through the ley lines. And we activated this in 2019, I believe it was now, and it's due an upgrade. So we're going to go and work with this when we're in Glastonbury having the Sarah retreat in a couple of weeks. But then I got this information that actually we need to do some clearing first before we even get there. And I was like, oh, okay. Sounds like a job for the lilac dragons. So this is where it kind of gets interesting. So I went for my walk in the forest today, and I asked, before I got out of my car, parked in the car park, I had a little list of things that I wanted to ask. And I asked for information about why Sarah is a dragon master and what that means. And so I went for my walk, and it was very windy, but not in the forest, which was lovely. It was quite calm and quiet in the forest. And so I'm walking along, and I've asked my questions, and I'm just listening and watching and just really connecting to the energies of the forest. And so I asked the question again. Okay, Sarah, so why are you a dragon master? And I looked up, and there was a bird singing away, and I started singing back to it. I like doing that sometimes in the forest. And the bird was tweeting at me, and I was tweeting at the bird. And then after a few minutes of this, I suddenly stopped and thought, oh, I need to listen to this bird. And I just went really, really quiet and listened to the bird. And while it was singing, the information started coming in. And so the first bit of information was about dragons. Because if you've ever connected to dragon energy, it is different to like angelic energy, for example. And the bird, or whatever, wherever the information was coming from, Sarah, I don't know. Dragons are an elemental force. They're that powerful part of nature that can destroy things totally. They have that power. And that's why they're so fearsome, and kind of why they've got a bad rap in some stories and in some ways of thinking. It's because they're so fearsome. And so ever since I first started connecting with Sarah, I've seen her as a green energy. Like, in my mind's eye, like, she turns up as green, and I know it's Sarah. And I've connected that really to, like, the power of nature. Sarah is so connected to nature and all of that life force. It's just incredible. So Sarah's like the life force of nature, so she holds that elemental spirit as well. And I was like, oh God, yeah, so it's quite natural. It's quite natural that she's a dragon master, because there's that very, very similar energy. And in this particular case, it's the lilac dragons that we're working with for really, really powerful earth clearing that you can't do otherwise. But she doesn't always work with lilac dragons. There are other dragons that come in for her, one of them being like green earth dragons for light healing. That's one of them. But back to the lilac dragons. So when I was saying earlier about, so the lilac dragons came in to clear people's personal space. So I'm sitting on one end of Zoom, they're sitting on the other end of Zoom. Their space needs clearing. How are we going to do that? Because I'm not there. We're not in one room where I've like been able to set up a sacred circle. And so the lilac dragons came in to do that. But when they do, and it is really kind of cute actually, without sort of like dissing them in any way, they come in as these little tiny dragons that like spiral around you, and yeah, they're not, you don't feel overwhelmed, you don't feel like, oh, you know, this is so fearsome and terrifying. You don't, yeah, it just really, really works really, really well. So they're very different when they come in for you personally than when they come in for like clearing the landscape. And we'll be doing that on the call on Sunday. We'll be working with them both for ourselves, and we will be doing preparation clearing work for Glastonbury, for the upgrade. And the people who join the call will also get a meditation for working with the upgrade. That is, what week is that? It's the week of the 17th. I think we get there. I think we get there on the 17th. But it was an amazing time that I had in the forest today. It's a old ancient place. There's quite a few burial mounds. I live in Denmark, and burial mounds, grauhøj, they're called in Danish, sort of dot the landscape all over the place. And there used to be a lot more. A lot have been destroyed because of farming and building and stuff. But in this forest, there's about 5 or 6. And there's one that I went to before it kind of called me before I went and started talking to birds or whatever. And it really pulled me in. And as I was, and I do this a lot, I was walking up it and I thought, oh, I didn't bring anything like to give us a little blessing. Sometimes I carry rose petals and things with me, sort of as gratitude, but also like the reciprocity. And I thought, oh, and this is what I always do. I think, oh, I haven't brought anything. And I think, oh, well, I'll sing to them. Because spirits, nature spirits, they love it when you sing. They really like appreciate that gift of sound energy. It's actually one of the best things that you can do. So I went in and I sang a little bit. And then there's a tree there, and I leant against the tree and I asked the spirits of the sacred mound if they had a message. And I've been to this mound lots of times before, but I usually go when things are a bit difficult, and it feels like, because they all have different energies, these mounds. Some of them are very kingly, some of them are very magical. This one has always felt quite like for family life. And so in the past, I've tended to go along, tell it all my problems. Sometimes I even take a stool with me so I can sit down on it and stay there a bit longer, so I can really get into it. But today I sort of asked the spirits of the sacred mount if they had a message, and all this love and blessing came through. And it was like, so I have 2 runes that I pulled for the dragons, and this is so interesting. There's this rune, this is called Ing, and there's this rune, and this is called Querf. And this rune, so I have these 33 runes, and they're ancient runes. I haven't made them, but I've channeled meanings sort of specifically for Sarah's work. And in the Sarah Oracle rune set, that comes out, it's seeds for the new earth. And there's places on the earth, this Violet Flame Temple I'm talking about in Glastonbury is one of them, where they're waiting to be activated. And it will all happen within divine timing, but Sarah and the Holy Family went around and planted different seeds in different places in the earth. We are also seeds for the new earth. Each of us, we are seeds for the new earth, waiting to be activated. And when I pulled this, I was just like, I don't believe it, because the dragon energy, you know, all that fire, all that power. Querth is a rune for, so in the Sarah Oracle rune set, this is like that holy fire immolation. This is the burning of the fields. This is what happens to get rid of the old, but leaves fertile ground for the new seeds to be sown. And I thought, God, that's exactly what's happening on Sunday in the Sarah and the Lilac Dragons class that we're doing. We are bringing in this like holy fire immolation of like Sarah's lilac violet flame with the lilac dragons. We've got the eclipse portal going on, which we're all feeling. It's so powerful. And yeah, it's cleansing of the old, but it's leaving all this fertile ground. So it's just beautiful. So here I am on this mound, and they're saying to me, we recognise this energy. We worked with this dragon energy as well. So this is the Old Norse people that we're talking about, which felt totally right as well. And they said, we acknowledge you and we honour you and all of you who are doing this work. And I just cried. I was just like, oh, thank you so much, because like, we don't get much acknowledgement from out there, right? You know, like culturally, people are not standing and clapping when we're talking about the sort of new age work that we're doing. So it was so beautiful to actually have some acknowledgement from somebody, and it felt so genuine and so real, you know. And I'm really aware that basically I'm, you know, standing on a burial mound in a forest by myself, but I really felt genuinely supported, and that we are genuinely supported by spirit in doing this work. So I've gone on a bit of a long thing there. So that was before I went in the forest. Then I went in the forest and got the message, and then as I was walking back to the car park, I was going past that mound again with this tree, and there was a woodpecker pecking, and it did it 3 times as I was going past, with little gaps in between. And I really loved that as well, because 3 is very much a number of Sarah. And sometimes I forget why, or I get confused, because like, you know, the Trinity, like with the goddess, it's a big thing, isn't it? the maiden, the mother and the crone. And I even remember saying recently, why is it always 3 with Sarah? And this is the thing, like, there's always so much new information coming in with Sarah. And my poor brain can only hold so much. So things come in and other bits fall out. But as I sort of heard this woodpecker pecking 3 times, it was like, oh, they're the divine trinity. They're the Holy Trinity. You've got the divine feminine, Mary Magdalene, her mother, and the divine masculine, the Master Jesus, Yeshua. They come together in the sacred marriage and they make Sarah. Sarah's the expression of the sacred marriage. She is divine oneness. She is our kind of evolutionary blueprint of where we're going. And she's the third. So there's the divine trinity. So it was really nice being reminded of that today. So I just wanted to mention one more thing. I have a Patreon site that you can join free and has a free monthly service, channeling service on there. And so this Sunday we're doing the Lilac Dragon class. Next Sunday is April's Sarah channeling service. So if you want to come along and join that, you can go on my Patreon page, either directly through patreon.com/Rachel Goodwin, or you can find it on my website, rachelgoodwin.dk. And if you're in the Facebook group, you can just have a look because there's a post on there, I think, with it on, with the link. I thought, just to finish, it would be really nice to bring in Sarah's presence for a few moments. So I'm just going to light a candle for us. And this is one of my Sarah candles. And I light the candle. And she just comes in. I'll just put that up there. And so to sit with Sarah's presence, just close your eyes if you're in a safe place where you can do that. And take some nice deep breaths. And just imagine that Sarah's energy is forming like a mini vortex over the top of your head. Now you might see this as a colour. I often experience her presence as gold, actually, which I think is probably the Christ light. But whatever way you imagine it is good for you. So just imagine Sarah's energy is forming in this like mini, gently spinning vortex above your head. And invite that presence in. Invite Sarah's presence in down into your body very gently. So put out the intention that Sarah's presence can very softly, very slowly, very gently start to descend down through your crown chakra. Just breathe that energy in down through your crown chakra, down into your head. Let it come down really, really slowly. And as Sarah's energy comes in, people often find that they feel calmer, that they feel more present, that they feel more grounded. Just invite that presence to come in down through past your throat chakra into your heart. Sarah's presence is now all the way from the top of your head, through your brow chakra, your throat chakra, thymus chakra, down into the heart. And it's just this beautiful, gentle, spinning vortex of light coming down to your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, very much filling your whole body with you physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, through all your different energy bodies and your physical body. Sarah's very present in the etheric, very, very strongly so. And she comes all the way through to the physical. So she's also in every cell of your body, every single cell. Inviting that beautiful energy, Sarah's vortex, slowly coming down through your hips. It's all the way down through your back and your spine, your neck and shoulders, arms and hands, down through your legs. Just take some really nice deep breaths. Filling yourself with Sarah's presence, which actually has the catalytic effect of filling you up with more of your own soul energy, your own spirit presence. And then just invite that vortex to come all the way down through your legs, down through your feet, down right into your Earth Star, all the way right down into your Earth Star. Grounding you into the new Earth, into the new Earth grid, connecting you to Gaia, Mother Earth, the ascended Gaia. And just breathe Sarah's presence into every part of your being, especially any places where you need it the most. Breathe in Sarah's presence into every single part of your being. Breathing it in, letting go, breathing it in, letting go. And then just imagine Sarah's presence is all the way around you as a golden, shimmering, fine points of light all the way around you, completely filling your aura. Completely filling everything that you are, bringing you back home to yourself. Helping you be more of yourself. And all is well. All is well. All is well. Letting go of any last pieces of tension, any worries or care, and just fully receiving Sarah's presence into the whole of your body and all that you are. And then when you're ready, give your thanks to Sarah, knowing that you can come back and connect with her presence anytime you need to. You can just ask that she's there. And just imagine this very simple image of her coming down through your body as a very slowly, gently spinning vortex of light, energy, of love. And all is well, all is well, all is well. We're coming fully back into your body now, letting go of that image, coming back to your normal levels of consciousness. It can go very, very deep, very, very quickly with this energy. Just bring yourself back to being awake, have some water. Thank you all for joining me today. If you came in a bit late, this will be on the group as a replay, and you can hear my story about going to the forest today and hearing about why Sarah is a dragon master. And if you want to join with us on Sunday night, I've put that link into the comments. It's through my calendar booking service that you can book it Calendly, Sarah and the Lilac Dragons. And also, if you want to come along the week after to the free service, the free channeling service on my Patreon, I'm just putting that in there now. So lots of love, everybody. It's lovely to see you all. Take care. I'll see you again. Bye for now.